What's going on, YouTube world? I'm Ghiman Mckinney, or you can call me Juice. I'm bringing y'all the Juice Alert today. Back with another great fire sports content video for y'all. Be sure, if you are new to my channel, to hit that like button right now. Subscribe to my channel if you are new. I do post a ton of great sports videos pretty much almost every single day. Today, getting right to it. Los Angeles Lakers, a big hot topic. Frank Vogel is now the new head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers, okay? Now, personally, I like this hire, okay? I really do, okay? A couple reasons why. Frank Vogel, you know, listen, people wanted to say, oh, we wanted Tyronn Lue, we wanted Monty Williams. I understand that. I think those are two pretty good candidates as well, okay? But Monty Williams obviously chose the Phoenix Suns, which is pretty sad considering the fact that, you know, the Los Angeles Lakers have arguably one of the best players, if not the best player in the league in LeBron James right now. And just overall as a city, I mean, whoever thought we're in a world where head coaches are choosing the Phoenix Suns as a more sexier head coaching job than the Los Angeles Lakers? That's absolutely terrible. Okay, so Monty Williams is out, okay? Tyronn Lue. Okay, now obviously they wanted Tyronn Lue, but they wanted to manipulate his staff. You know, the Lakers just blew that, okay, situation with Tyronn Lue. It's not, that didn't work, okay? So they went with Frank Vogel. I think it's a pretty solid hire, okay? Frank Vogel is a pretty good coach for this team. A couple reasons why. Number one, this team needs help defensively. They were 20th defensively last year. And you can just clearly see, especially after the All-Star break, their effort defensively was absolutely terrible, okay? I think Frank Vogel fixes that, okay? In Indiana, when he was with the Pacers, you know, obviously he had a good run with the Indiana Pacers. You know, he was there for 6 years. They made the playoffs 5 of those 6 years, including in 2013 and 2014, pushing the Miami Heat, that great Miami Heat team with LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh. They pushed them, and Frank Vogel was the head coach at that time, to the conference finals. You know, they lost in 7 games in 2013. They lost in 6 games in 2014. So they were 1 game away from the NBA Finals in 2013. They were 2 games away from the NBA Finals in 2014. So Frank Vogel was doing some really, really good things with the Indiana Pacers squad. And obviously in Orlando, it did not work out. But let's be real, what head coach has been able to work with the Orlando Magic? That front office is terrible. They have terrible management. They've historically been a bad franchise ever since Shaq, you know, left them. And okay, they're just not a consistently great franchise, okay? So not having success in Orlando does not bother me at all, okay? Look, Frank Vogel is going to definitely help this team defensively, okay? Listen, they just lacked effort at times on defense. That is something that Frank Vogel will ensure is shored up, okay? The Indiana Pacers were consistently one of the top 10 defensive teams in the league. They were usually in the top 5, top 3 actually. Okay, so Frank Vogel is a great defensive coach. He knows defense. He's going to help it to help and improve that defense. Also, Jason Kidd was also hired. I'm going to get to that in a little bit. You know, I think that was another great hiring. But getting to Frank Vogel again, I don't necessarily think he's going to necessarily help their offense, but, you know, the Lakers offensively, they were 15th in the league last year in points per game. I think that, you know, just with LeBron James fully being healthy for the next full year, and just those new players, you know, that have more chemistry with him, that play with him for another year, they know kind of how LeBron James works. I think their offense will be good enough, and they have potential to add a marquee free agent, okay? Kyrie Irving might come. You know, there's been some talks about Kawhi Leonard potentially coming in, but no, I don't think that'll happen. You know, the Los Angeles Lakers have a lot of cap space, okay? They can add a marquee free agent. If I were to bet if someone were to come there, it'd probably be Kyrie Irving, okay? Now, Klay Thompson is also in the mix too. He was recently unhappy in Golden State, but I think that Klay Thompson ultimately might still become a Golden State Warrior. But you never know. You never know. The Los Angeles Lakers have money to throw at marquee free agents, so their offense can be improved through that, okay? If you had Kyrie Irving, if you had Klay Thompson, you added Jimmy Butler, you know, even a Boogie Cousins maybe, okay? If they do that, your offense is going to be improved, okay? So I don't worry about that. The Lakers need help defensively. Their defense was terrible last year. Frank Vogel fixes that. And he's also a coach that I think can demand at least some respect from LeBron James, okay? You know, he's had success at the NBA level. He's not afraid to get in players' faces. I think he's a player's coach. I think players like playing for Frank Vogel. I think this is a decent hire considering the fact that, you know, they missed out on Monty Williams. They obviously butchered the Tyronn Lue situation. And, you know, I just think it's a solid hire. Now, they also brought in Jason Kidd as the assistant coach. And also, a key thing, Frank Vogel signed to a 3-year deal. Potentially, he's not the long-term fix for the Lakers, okay, as head coach. Right now, I think it's kind of a prove it 3 years, okay? He's not the long-term fit for the Los Angeles Lakers, in my opinion, okay? Just because they only signed him for a 3-year deal, okay? They did not sign him for particularly a long, long time. And they hired Jason Kidd on staff. I think ultimately if Frank Vogel does not work, they're going to move in the direction of Jason Kidd as the head coach at some point, okay? Because why would you hire 2 capable head coaches in Jason Kidd and Frank Vogel and one could be the head coach themselves. Okay, Jason Kidd. I'm gonna bet my money if Frank Vogel does not work, they will fire him and insert Jason Kidd into that head coaching role. And Jason Kidd's a decent hire too. I think he's a capable head coach. He was decent in Milwaukee. Okay, let's see, in 5 seasons with the Brooklyn Nets, Milwaukee Bucks, they made the playoffs in Brooklyn when he was there. Milwaukee made the playoffs a couple of times, but nothing too particularly special. But Jason Kidd's a former player, and I think that's very key because if you have a former player on your staff, that's never gonna hurt. He can definitely relate to a LeBron James. I think he's going to be extremely helpful to developing Lonzo Ball, because the Lonzo Ball reminds me a lot of Jason Kidd. I'm not saying Lonzo Ball is Jason Kidd, because he ain't nowhere near Jason Kidd's level, but he plays very similar to Jason Kidd. He's a great rebounder, great defender. He passes first. He has a pass first mentality. He looks to make his teammates better, and that is what Jason Kidd looks to do. So I do like the hirings for the Lakers. You know, Luke Walton. I think Luke Walton was a decent coach, but it was just time to move on. He was not the right coach for LeBron James. He just was ultimately not the right coach for the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, Los Angeles Lakers just have been disappointing. It's funny because Los Angeles Lakers fans say, "Oh, we're going to win the playoffs this year. We're going to win the NBA championship." I heard some of those asinine things from the Los Angeles Lakers fans tell me, "We're going to win the NBA championship this year. We're going to make the conference finals." And I told people that Los Angeles Lakers, if I were to bet money, if they stay fully healthy, will be around a number 5 seed this year. And people gave me nothing but pushback. And ultimately, they didn't make the playoffs. Okay, and there was no excuse for not making the playoffs. I understand LeBron James was hurt for a little bit. And like I said, they had some other players hurt. But ultimately, when LeBron James came back from that injury, they were 1 or 2 games out of a playoff spot. They needed to close that deal. They were losing to teams like the Phoenix Suns and Atlanta Hawks at the end of the year. And those teams were tanking, okay? They were losing to tanking teams, okay, that wanted to lose at the end of the year. It was bad, okay? It was bad. I think that these are 2 decent hirings. I think Jason Kidd definitely can help the development of Lonzo Ball. He can help LeBron James, who's a great offensive mind, has a great basketball IQ, just like Jason Kidd. And I think Frank Vogel is going to demand the respect from that locker room. Also, it was very key that the Los Angeles Lakers do get a head coach hired pretty soon, because you don't want to have a head coach not hired, you know, without free agency hitting. So they definitely got a head coach hired. I do think they potentially could land a marquee free agent. They need to land a marquee free agent this year, or else LeBron James, I don't think is going to win the NBA title anymore. Okay, this roster definitely can make the playoffs. This roster is talented enough to make the playoffs, but NBA title, I don't know. There's about 5, 6, 7 teams I could say that are probably a little bit better than the Los Angeles Lakers as constructed right now, but they still can potentially add players, you know, through the draft. They can add players in free agency, and ultimately a healthy LeBron James coming back. If most of their team stays healthy, I like the Los Angeles Lakers' chances to possibly rebound next year. The West is tough. The West is very tough. It's not a guarantee they're going to make the playoffs, but if I had to bet money, I don't think LeBron James misses the playoffs a second straight year with a new revamped head coach and things like that. And I like the hire. I don't know why people are saying Frank Vogel is a bad hire. I really like the hire. That's pretty much a wrap for this video, though. Be sure to like this video right now. Subscribe to my channel if you're new. Do you like the Los Angeles Lakers' new head coaching hire? Do you dislike it? Leave a comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. It's been your boy Ghiman Mckinney. Appreciate y'all for tuning in today, and I'm Ghost.